Hello and welcome back to the Brony Adventures 2. No need for like a really long intro or anything. Let's get started. The Brony Adventures 2, Chapter 33, An Early Surprise. Twilight says, JT? JT says, yeah? Twilight says, I think my water just broke. JT says, what? You're not due till next month. Twilight says, well, things have changed. Now get me to the hospital. JT says, right. Grandma says, what's with all the screaming? JT says, oh, thank goodness you're here. Could you get Twilight to the hospital? Her water broke. Grandma says, oh, sure. Everybody picks up Twilight and takes off for the hospital. JT says, wait up! At the hospital, Dr. Four says, push! Twilight screams, ah! JT says, come on, Twilight. You can do it. Twilight grabs JT by the chest and pulls him in close and says, you did this to me. Shut up! JT says, okay. Dr. Four says, one more push. Twilight screams, ah! Dr. Four says, almost there. Keep pushing. Twilight says, oh my gosh! Dr. Four says, got it. It's a boy. Do you want to hold him? Twilight says, yes, please. Nurse Tree says, your friends are coming in. Twilight says, thank you. Dr. Four says, here you go. Twilight says, my little boy. He's adorable. JT says, he has your mane and eyes. Twilight says, and your coat with some of your mane in his mane. JT says, he does. He does. Reddy says, aw, he's so cute. And F says, he looks like JT. Jack says, he sure does. JT says, I don't see it. Twilight says, he does. Jack says, he's so cute. Him and Aqua will be best friends. Twilight says, I bet so. Pima says, aw, it's so cute. What's his name? Twilight says, Solar Markham. Reddy says, Markham? JT says, that's my last name. Reddy says, oh. Twilight says, I kept my last name. JT says, yeah. Twilight Markham just didn't sound right. JT says, cute baby, Twilight Sparkle. Twilight says, thank you, Tracy. JT says, Tracy? You're here? Tracy says, the great and powerful Tracy has a heart. He's a unicorn like you, Twilight Sparkle. Twilight says, yeah. Thunderstorm says, sorry, I'm late. When I got the news, me and Schooler had just met up with Apple and Sweetie Belle, so I brought them along. JT says, cool. Sweetie Belle says, aww. Twilight, he has your eyes. Twilight says, yes, he does. Apple says, and JT's coat. JT says, he sure does. Schooler says, what's his name? JT says, Solar. Schooler says, cool name. Twilight says, thank you, Scootaloo. Sabra says, wonder what his special talent will be. Twilight says, something amazing. JT says, yep. Skullgirl says, I bet his magic is going to be strong like his mother's. Twilight blushes and says, thank you, Skullgirl. I bet so too. Twilight says, I can teach him how to fight, if you would want me to. Twilight says, he would need to be able to defend himself, I guess. Twilight says, awesome. What age should I start teaching him? Twilight says, 5. Twilight says, cool. Soldier says, he looks smart. Looks like a tap from his mother. Twilight says, ha ha. JT says, sorry about that. Ha ha, very funny. Soldier says, thank you, but seriously, he does look smart. Twilight says, thank you, Soldier. Thunderstorm says, well, me and the kids got to go. See you later, Twilight, JT. Twilight and JT say, see ya. Scootaloo, Apple, and Sweetie Belle say, bye, Solar. Solar yawns. Twilight smiles and says, he says bye. JT says, I'm just Solar home and then come get you. Twilight says, okay. End of Chapter 33. Brony Adventures 2, Chapter 34, The Scooter Mark 2. Thunderstorm says, so what are we doing today? Scootaloo says, we're going for our jungle survival cutie marks. Thunderstorm says, sounds awesome. Scootaloo says, oh yeah. Appleton says, first things first, we need shelter. Bluebell says, oh, a treehouse. The Kmart Crusaders say, yeah. Appleton says, I'll build. Thunderstorm says, isn't this the Everfree Forest? Appleton says, yep. Bluebell says, I'll paint. Schooler says, I'll cut the wood. Thunderstorm says, and I can. Appleton says, just watch. Schooler says, we want to do this on our own. Bluebell says, yeah. Thunderstorm says, if you say so, but if you ever need me, just ask. Appleton says, okay. Alright, girls, let's get started. 3 minutes later, the Crusaders say, done. Thunderstorm says, wow. Appleton, you sure are talented in building. Appleton says, I am, aren't I? I am! I'm a builder! Thunderstorm says, Appleton. Appleton says, yeah. Thunderstorm says, your flank. Appleton says, my cutie mark! Schooler says, no way! What is it? Appleton says, it's that apple half painted blue with a paintbrush. Schooler says, cool! I'm so happy I could sing! 1 hour later, after singing, Thunderstorm says, wow, Bluebell, you are a very talented singer. Schooler says, I am! Do I get my cutie mark? Schooler says, yep. Schooler says, oh boy, what is it? Schooler says, a bell with musical notes. Bluebell says, woo! Bluebell and Appleton say, we got our cutie marks! Eee! The voice yells, Scootaloo! Thunderstorm says, Hunter? Hunter says, Scootaloo! Thunderstorm sits in front of Scootaloo and says, why are you here? Hunter says, to apologize to Scootaloo. I made her this brand new scooter. Scootaloo says, a new scooter? Hunter says, yep, it's faster, tougher, cooler, and it hovers. Scootaloo says, hovers? Hunter says, yep, just hit this red button right here. Here you go. I'm sorry for what I said, Scootaloo. Scootaloo says, we're cool. Scootaloo gets on the scooter. Hunter says, I call it the Scooter Mark II. Scootaloo says, so awesome. Thunderstorm says, uh-oh, here comes your mother, Scootaloo. Hunter, you should go. Now. Hunter says, nah. Renash lands beside Thunderstorm and says, Hunter? Why is he near Scootaloo? Thunderstorm says, he apologized to her and gave her a new scooter. Renash says, a new scooter? Hunter says, it can hover. Scootaloo presses the red button. The wheels turn sideways and spin. The scooter hovers. Scootaloo says, awesome! Renash says, wow. Thunderstorm says, Scootaloo said they're cool. Renash says, I forgive you too, Hunter. Hunter says, thank you. Thunderstorm says, I just realized something. Renash says, what? Thunderstorm says, when our kid is born, there will be 3 like them. A new generation of Cutie Mark Crusaders. Bluebell and Appleton say, yay! Renash says, oh boy. Thunderstorm laughs and says, yep. End of chapter 34. Brony Adventures 2, Chapter 35, Dark Princess Power. At Renash's and Thunderstorm's house, Thunderstorm says, guess what J.T. told me? Renash says, what? Thunderstorm says, the Dark Ponies escaped. Renash says, what? How? Thunderstorm says, they broke out. Renash says, no. Thunderstorm walks outside the house and looks out into the horizon. Renash says, what will happen now? Thunderstorm says, he'll come back. Renash says, what do we do? Thunderstorm says, they're here. Renash says, what do we do? Thunderstorm looks at her and says, keep Scootaloo safe. Whew! Renash says, what are you doing? And that's why it says, here he comes. Time to kill him and every point else in Equestria. The main Dark Six come together and use the anti-elements of chaos. And that's why it says, aim for Rainbow Dash. It will destroy Thunderstorm if she's dead. The anti-black and red rainbow shoots out and heads for Rainbow Dash. Thunderstorm says, no! Thunderstorm flies in front of Rainbow Dash. Renash says, what are you doing? You'll be killed! Thunderstorm says, I know, but you'll be alive. A tear runs down Thunderstorm's cheek and he says, take care of our baby. Tears run down Rainbow Dash's cheeks, and she says, "Please don't die again." The entire rainbow hits Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm screams, "Ah!" Rainbow Dash says, "No!" Thunderstorm says, "I won't leave her." Rainbow Dash says, "No." Thunderstorm screams, "I won't leave!" Rainbow Dash says, "Thunderstorm?" Thunderstorm's armor comes out and his eyes glow red, and he says, "Child's play." Ah! Thunderstorm sends the anti-rainbow back at the Dark Main 6. Anti-Twilight says, "That's impossible." Anti-Rainbow Dash says, "Crud." The anti-rainbow hits all of them, and they are turned into black statues. The other dark ponies retreat. Thunderstorm says, "That's right, run." Dash says, "Thunderstorm?" Thunderstorm's eyes stop glowing red and his armor disappears. Thunderstorm says, "Rainbow Dash?" Dash says, "How did you do that?" Thunderstorm says, "Simple. I said I would never leave you, and I meant it." Rainbow Dash says, "But you said you knew it would kill you." Thunderstorm says, "I was wrong." Scootaloo says, "That was awesome!" Thunderstorm says, "Scootaloo, you saw that?" Scootaloo says, "Yep." Rainbow Dash says, "How?" Scootaloo says, "This scooter comes in handy." Thunderstorm smiles and says, "Kiddo, you amaze me." Scootaloo says, "I try." Thunderstorm walks over to Scootaloo and hugs her and says, "I love you." Scootaloo says, "I love you too." Nash says, "How can you go from a glowing red-eyed killer to a dad so fast? It's like the other doesn't exist." Thunderstorm stops hugging Scootaloo and walks over to Nash and says, "You okay?" Nash says, "Yeah." Thunderstorm hugs her and says, "I love you so much." Tears fall down Rainbow Dash's cheeks and she says, "I love you too." End of chapter 35. Brony Adventures 2, chapter 36, A Cheerful Return. David and Shirley enter Ponyville, and that says, "Good to see y'all." Thunderstorm says, "Yep." Twilight says, "How was it?" Shirley says, "It was wonderful. I'm pregnant." Brady says, "Really?" Thunderstorm says, "Ponies in this town need a new hobby." Twilight says, "That's wonderful." Twilight says, "David, didn't know you had it in you." David blushes and says, "She just looks so beautiful." And Firefly says, "I don't need details, kid." David says, "I wasn't gonna..." "Shut up." Firefly laughs. Shirley says, "Let's get home." David says, "Okay." At David's and Shirley's house, David says, "Wonder where..." Sweetbelle says, "David!" She hugs him. David says, "There you are." Sweetbelle says, "I missed you so much." David says, "I missed you too." Sweetbelle lets go of David and says, "Did you have fun?" David says, "Yep." Shirley says, "Me and David are having a baby." Sweetbelle says, "You're pregnant?" Shirley says, "Yep." Sweetbelle says, "I'm gonna be a big sister." David and Shirley smile. David says, "Sweetbelle, is that a cutie mark?" Sweetbelle says, "Yep, I got it yesterday." Shirley says, "That's wonderful. Have you shown Rarity?" Sweetbelle says, "Yep, she threw me a little party." Shirley says, "Wish I could..." Sweetbelle says, "It's okay. I had fun." David says, "Good. How about me and you go shopping?" Sweetbelle says, "Shopping? We might be brother. Do you know how to shop with a girl?" David says, "No, but I can learn." Sweetbelle says, "Okay, let's go." David says, "Awesome." End of chapter 36. Brony Adventures 2, chapter 37. 3 months left. Thunderstorm says, "There's 3 months left till our baby is here." And Ash says, "Yeah, I never thought I'd be a mother." Thunderstorm says, "You're beautiful, smart, cool, tough, sexy." And Ash blushes and says, "I get it." Thunderstorm says, "Good. Any pony would be lucky to have you. My world also every time I think about how I'm that lucky pony." And Ash blushes again and says, "I'm lucky too." Thunderstorm says, "Thank you, but how? I put you through so much heartache. I've died twice and almost died once." And Ash says, "You died twice and almost died once for me. What other pony would have done that for me?" No, Pony. Only you, and that's how I'm lucky. Thunderstorm says, You're a salty, Miss Tough. Nash says, Look who's talking, Mr. Dark Prince. Thunderstorm says, I know I'm salty. And Nash kisses Thunderstorm and says, Yes, you are, but you're also a fun, loving, cool, tough, powerful husband and dad. Thunderstorm says, When I came to this world, I never thought my life would get so amazing, let alone marry a girl as great as you. And I said, I never thought I'd fall in love with a pony that was once a human, let alone marry him. It's been amazing. Thunderstorm says, I know you're 6 months pregnant, but want a race? And Ash says, You bet. End of chapter 37. The Brony Adventures 2, chapter 38, A Secret Unlocked. At Twilight's house, Twilight says, JD says, What? Twilight says, This book, it has, I got to tell Thunderstorm. He says, Wait, what does it say? Dang it. Below, Raymond Ashes and Thunderstorm's house. Twilight says, Thunderstorm! Thunderstorm says, Huh? Oh, hey, Twilight. Twilight says, I need to tell you something. Thunderstorm says, Alright. He lands in front of her and says, What's up? Twilight says, One of my books. It says that the Alcorn amulet was your dad's. Thunderstorm says, Wait, how? You know so little about dark ponies. Twilight says, I don't know. I guess one pony got lucky and found this out. Thunderstorm says, I see. Yeah, it was my dad's. He had it made to harness power as strong as his, so that when he wore it, his power was doubled. Twilight says, I didn't see him wearing it in your memory of that day. Thunderstorm says, That's because on announcements he doesn't wear it, so that his speech encourages the dark ponies to attack Equestria, instead of them just standing there focusing on the amulet, scared as heck of him. Twilight says, Oh. Thunderstorm says, While Darkstorm was king, he sold it to some pony who wanted it for his shop. He wasn't a dark pony, so he was scared, but he got what he came for. Twilight says, You remember that? Thunderstorm says, Yeah. Every once in a while, one of his memories will come to me. Twilight says, Maybe I can find a spell that would cure you of him. Thunderstorm says, Mother already tried. It's no use. He's dead now, but he'll always come back alive and wait for his chance again. Twilight says, Please, just once. Thunderstorm says, Fine. Only because you're a friend. Anyone else, I say get lost. Twilight says, Thank you. Let's go. Thunderstorm says, Right. At Twilight's house, JD says, Thunderstorm? Why are you here? Twilight says, I'm going to try to cure him of Darkstorm permanently. JD says, Oh, well, if any pony can, you can, Twilight. Twilight says, Thank you. Now, where's that book? Thunderstorm looks around the library and thinks, My mother tried. She had books too. This isn't going to work, but I better let Twilight try, or she'll blow me till I do. Twilight says, Found it! Thunderstorm says, Great. Twilight says, Oh no. Thunderstorm says, What? Twilight says, This spell will send you deep into your body, and you'll have to fight Darkstorm, and whoever wins gets to stay, but the other... Thunderstorm says, The other what? Twilight says, Thunderstorm says, Twilight, what happens? Twilight says, The other disappears. Forever. Thunderstorm's eyes go wide, and he says, Forever? End of chapter 38. The Brony Adventures 2, chapter 39, Inner Demon. Twilight says, I'm afraid so. Thunderstorm says, Fine, do the spell. Twilight says, What? Are you sure? Thunderstorm says, Yes. Twilight says, But you could... Thunderstorm says, I understand that, but this is a chance for me to destroy Darkstorm. If he's destroyed, then my family and friends are safe around me. Twilight says, I understand. Her horn starts to glow, and she closes her eyes. A tear sweats down her cheek. Twilight says, You better come back. Red Dash and Skillet aren't the only ponies who care about you. Your friends do also. Thunderstorm says, I know, and thank you. The magic from Twilight's horn shoots out and hits Thunderstorm. He falls down unconscious. Dee says, he'll come back, Twilight. He always does. Twilight says, I hope so. Inside Thunderstorm, Thunderstorm says, where am I? A voice says, welcome, Thunderstorm. Good to see you. Thunderstorm says, Darkstorm. Darkstorm says, whoa now, no need to get into attack position. I just want to talk. Thunderstorm says, I don't. Thunderstorm says, understandable after what I did. Thunderstorm says, you tried to kill Rainbow Dash! Thunderstorm's eyes glow red. Thunderstorm says, I thought only I did that. Anyway, she's actually quite attractive. She'll make a great queen. Thunderstorm's armor appears and he says, how dare you! Thunderstorm flies at Darkstorm. Darkstorm says, touchy. Darkstorm and Thunderstorm fight for days. On the last day, Thunderstorm says, I'll kill you. Thunderstorm says, bring it. Thunderstorm charges at Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm closes his eyes. Sorry. His body starts to glow. Thunderstorm says, die! Thunderstorm's eyes open completely glowing white. In one big bright flash, Thunderstorm has transformed. Thunderstorm says, what in Thunderstorm's name has happened to you? Thunderstorm says, you're not the only king or thing that I can transform into. Thunderstorm says, your mane is white and you look older. Your wings are bigger. You're bigger. Your eyes are still red. Thunderstorm says, you know how Mother can turn into Nightmare Moon? Thunderstorm says, yeah. Thunderstorm says, well, this is my own Nightmare Moon state. Thunderstorm says, what? Thunderstorm says, meet Stardust. Thunderstorm closes his eyes and after a few seconds they open. Thunderstorm says, your eyes are white. Stardust says, hello, Darkstorm. Let's play. Stardust flies at Darkstorm. Darkstorm says, his speed is crazy. Stardust says, best to stay focused. Darkstorm says, huh? Darkstorm hits the ground hard and says, ah! Stardust lands in front of Darkstorm and says, it's over, Darkstorm. Darkstorm says, no! He tries to stand but falls back down. Darkstorm says, ah! Stardust says, enough. He lows Darkstorm to the ground. Darkstorm says, get off of me! Stardust says, goodbye. Stardust crushes Darkstorm's head. Darkstorm's body disappears. Stardust starts to glow, and one big bright flash, Thunderstorm is back. Thunderstorm is pulled back to consciousness. Twilight says, Thunderstorm? Thunderstorm says, oh, my head. How hard did I hit the floor? Twilight says, you're back! Thunderstorm says, and you have wings. Twilight says, yeah, I'm a princess now. Thunderstorm says, how long was I gone? Twilight says, several days. Thunderstorm says, why am I at Sakura's? Twilight says, it's where we put you after you went unconscious. Thunderstorm says, why? Twilight says, Sakura says she has some ritual to help you win. Thunderstorm says, okay. Where is Sakura? Twilight says, I'm gathering herbs. Thunderstorm says, well, I better get home, and I'm guessing you better get back to the castle. Twilight says, yeah. Thunderstorm says, thank you, Twilight. I'm free. Twilight says, you're welcome. Thunderstorm says, see ya, Twilight. Twilight says, see ya. End of chapter 39. Brony Adventures 2, Chapter 40, Home. At Rainbow Dash's and Thunderstorm's house, Thunderstorm lands behind Rainbow Dash and says, Rainbow Dash, you alright? Rainbow Dash looks at Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm says, you've been crying. What's wrong? Rainbow Dash says, every day I had no idea if you were going to be the pony that came out. I couldn't take it, so I came back home. Thunderstorm says, I'm sorry. I'm free, though. Completely free. I won. And Dash says, are you sure? Thunderstorm wraps a wing around her and says, I saw him disappear. And Dash puts her head in his chest and starts crying. She says, I thought you were gone. That's good, her baby. I lost her dad. Thunderstorm says, I will never leave you, or Scootaloo, or our baby. I'm here to stay. Forever. Dash smiles and kisses Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm says, I love you. Dash says, I love you too. Voice says, Dad? Thunderstorm says, Scootaloo! She appears in Scootaloo's eyes and she says, Dad! Scootaloo hugs Thunderstorm crying. Thunderstorm says, it's alright. I'm back, kiddo. Scootaloo says, I thought you were gone. I was so scared. Tears slide down Thunderstorm's cheeks and he says, I'm so sorry. I never meant to cause my little girl so much pain. I just want Darkstorm gone so you and your mother will be safe around me. Our friends also. I won. He's gone. I'm free. Scootaloo says, I'll never hear you again. Hear you coming, kiddo, and your little girl. Thunderstorm holds her tighter and says, I will never leave you, kiddo. Scootaloo says, promise. Thunderstorm says, I promise. To both of you. Dash smiles and nuzzles into Thunderstorm. End of Chapter 40. The Brony Adventures 2, Chapter 41. A meeting soon to come. Hunter says, Zara, I'm back. Zara says, where have you been? You're not supposed to be walking on that leg. Hunter says, I had to apologize to Scootaloo. Zara says, okay, now sit down. Hunter says, I can't. Zara says, why? Hunter says, I'm working on something. See you later. Zara says, okay. Zara says, I'm coming. Octavia? What's up? Octavia says, I was wondering something. Zara says, what is it? Octavia says, you're an alicorn, but you're not a princess. How is that possible? Zara says, I'm not from royalty. Octavia says, odd. Where's Hunter? Zara says, building something. Octavia says, oh boy. It's not another robot, is it? Zara says, I hope not. Octavia says, that R-9000 was crazy. Zara says, well, Hunter didn't know it would develop its own intelligence. Octavia says, I know, and I don't blame him. I blame technology. Zara says, me too. How's Vinyl Scratch? Octavia says, Spitfire came by today, so they're hanging out. Zara says, cool. Octavia says, yeah, they don't get to hang out very often. Zara says, besides at the Rainbow Factory, has Vinyl Scratch ever met Thunderstorm, like hanged out with him? Octavia says, I love Vinyl, but her hang out with royalty? Look how she talked to Celestia on our radio station. Thunderstorm is not as nice as Celestia. Who knows what would happen? Zara says, good point. Aren't Rainbow Dash and Vinyl Scratch friends? Octavia says, yes, why? Zara says, I think Rainbow Dash wanted Vinyl Scratch to meet Thunderstorm. Octavia says, oh, Celestia, no. Zara says, I don't know when, though. Octavia says, never! It must never happen! Zara says, I agree, but what can we do? Octavia says, well, Vinyl is going to end up getting banished. End of Chapter 41. The Brony Adventures 2, Chapter 42, Respect Earned. David says, we're back. Sweetbell says, and it was fun. Chili says, I'm glad. What did you buy? Dave says, mainly things for Sweetbell, like bows to go in her hair and tail. Chili says, aw, you'll look amazing. Sweetbell says, thanks, I picked them out. Chili says, figured. Dave says, yeah, it was the best choice. Chili says, oh, by the way, Jack wanted to see you and Sweet Belle. Sweetbelle says, me? Why? Chili says, I don't know. Dave says, alright, let's go, Sweetbelle. Sweetbelle says, you got it, bro. At Sweet Apple Acres. Dave says, Applejack, we're here. Evelyn says, Sweetbelle. Sweetbelle says, Apple Bloom. Evelyn says, wanna go prank Trixie? Sweetbelle says, sure. Dave says, Trixie? Oh boy. Jack says, there you are. I need some help, but bucking down some apples. Dave says, alright, sure. Jack says, thanks, partner. Let's get started. 3 hours later, Jack says, woo! I'm plumb tuckered out. How about you? Dave says, yeah. Jack says, come on, partner. I'll pour you some apple cider. Dave says, okay, thanks. Jack says, no problem. In Jack's house. Jack says, there you are, partner. Dave says, thanks. Jack says, happy to. You sure are a hard worker. Dave says, thanks. Jack says, Pony would have quit, but you kept working. David says, I just didn't want to let a friend down. Jack smiles and says, you sure didn't. Why, I've never been more proud of you. Dave says, I think you're giving me too much credit. Jack says, no, I'm not. This was your first time bucking down apples, and you didn't quit or complain. Any other first timer would have quit or complained, but you didn't. Anytime you need a favor, just ask. David blushes and says, thanks. I better get back to Cheerilee. Jack says, alright, see you, partner. David says, see ya. End of chapter 42. The Brony Adventures 2, chapter 43, See the Stars. Thunderstorm walks outside of the house and says, hey, kiddo. Scooby says, hey. Thunderstorm says, can you fly yet? Scooby says, no. Thunderstorm says, you'll learn. Your mother is the best flyer in Equestria. Scooby says, I know. Thunderstorm says, wanna go for a flight? Scooby says, sure. Thunderstorm says, get on my back. Scooby says, ready. Thunderstorm says, hang on. Scooby says, woohoo! Mom's kind of faster. Thunderstorm says, I know. The wind sure is strong, huh? Scooby? Scooby says, Dad! Thunderstorm says, Scooby! She's falling too far. I'll never make it in time. No. Thunderstorm closes his eyes and starts to glow. In one bright flash, he's Stardust. Stardust says, I'm coming! Whew! Stardust says, gotcha. Scooby says, Dad? Stardust says, yep. Scooby says, your mane and eyes are white, and you're bigger. Stardust smiles and says, I know. Let's get you home. At Mirror Dashes and Thunderstorm's house, Stardust lands and says, here we are. Scooby says, thanks, Dad. Stardust says, happy to. Dash says, Thunderstorm? Is that you? Stardust starts to glow and says, you'll see Thunderstorm soon. In one big bright flash, Thunderstorm is back. Thunderstorm says, thank you, Stardust. Dash says, who? What just happened? What was that? Thunderstorm says, I'll explain everything. The week after me and Mother came back from the Dark Ponies territory, me and Skugor got in a school fight with some other ponies. This one filly broke her wing, and my leg was already broken. That was the final straw. The pony hurt my sister like that. I closed my eyes and I started to glow. Then in one big bright flash, I was Stardust, and my leg wasn't broken when I became him. Long story short, Stardust broke all her wings and legs and then healed Skugor's wing. After that, Stardust turned back into me, and Skugor went home. The end. Ness says, Stardust kind of looks like... Thunderstorm says, Nightmare Moon? Ness says, yeah. Thunderstorm says, that's because he's my Nightmare Moon state. Ness says, so he's good? Thunderstorm says, yep. He's the pony who defeated Darkstorm and saved Scootaloo. Ness says, saved Scootaloo? Thunderstorm says, yeah, I took her for a flight and the wind blew her off of me. By the time I noticed, she had fallen too far for me to make it in time, so Stardust took over. He saved her. Scooter says, he was crazy fast. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he may be faster than you, Mom. And Ash says, faster than me? Yeah, right. Thunderstorm says, Scooter might actually be right. I'm already close to your speed, and when I become Stardust, my speed increases a lot. And Ash says, oh yeah? Let's race then. Thunderstorm says, I don't think you want. Renash says, race. Now. Thunderstorm says, fine. He closes his eyes and starts to glow. Scooby says, cool. In one big bright flash, Stardust is back. Renash says, whoa. Let's race. Stardust says, as you wish. Scooby says, on your mark. Get set. Go! Stardust says, see ya. Rainbow Dash's eyes go wide and she says, whoa. Snap out of it. Get back here! Stardust says, I understand you can make a sonic rainbow. Renash says, you bet I can. Stardust says, ever seen a sonic star boom? Renash says, what? Stardust says, you'll see. Stardust dives, getting faster and faster. Everything that happens with a sonic rainbow happens, except no rainbow, but instead it sends out a wave that looks like stars in the night sky. And Rainbow Dash's jaw drops. Rainbow Dash says, that's impossible. Stardust hovers in front of her and says, it wasn't possible. Thunderstorm can do it too. Rainbow Dash says, what? Stardust says he holds back and doubts himself. That's why I had to say Scootaloo. Anyway, see you at the finish line. Rainbow Dash says, oh no you don't. Stardust says, I win. Rainbow Dash says, no, you psyched me out. Stardust says, I told you the truth, and for that you probably won't see me for a while. Stardust closes his eyes and starts to glow, and when the bright flash, Thunderstorm is back. Thunderstorm says, hi? End of chapter 43. Brony Adventures 2, chapter 44, A Destiny Realized. And Rainbow Dash says, you're faster than me? Thunderstorm says, Rainbow Dash says, show me. Thunderstorm says, Rainbow Dash says, please? Thunderstorm says, I can't. Rainbow Dash says, either show me or I'll jump off this cloud. Thunderstorm says, don't be crazy. Rainbow Dash says, I'm at the edge. Thunderstorm says, Dashy, stop. Rainbow Dash says, whoa! Thunderstorm says, Rainbow Dash! Thunderstorm gets faster and faster till, boom, Sonic Star Boom. Thunderstorm says, gotcha. Rainbow Dash says, you can do it, why didn't you tell me? Thunderstorm says, I was afraid. Rainbow Dash says, of what? Thunderstorm says, I know how you love being the fastest flyer in Equestria, so I was afraid that if I showed you my true speed, you hate it so much that you leave me. Rainbow Dash says, I will never leave you. She slaps him. Thunderstorm says, ow! Rainbow Dash says, thanks for being so stupid. Thunderstorm lands beside Scootaloo and lets go of Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash says, thank you. Thunderstorm kisses her. Rainbow Dash says, what was that for? Thunderstorm says, existing. Rainbow Dash blushes. Scootaloo smiles and says, a dark prince for a dad and Rainbow Dash for a mom, and they're both hopelessly in love. My parents are awesome. Thunderstorm says, hey kiddo, Scuba says, yeah? Thunderstorm says, I've seen you doing those stunts. You're amazing at them. Scuba says, I am, aren't I? I'm a stunt girl. Thunderstorm says, there's my little girl's cutie mark. Scuba says, I got my cutie mark. It's a scooter on fire. Awesome! Scuba hugs Thunderstorm and says, thanks, Dad. Thunderstorm says, it wasn't me. You're the one that's awesome at those stunts. I just hope you realize it. Scuba says, still. She smiles up at him and says, thanks, Dad. Thunderstorm smiles and says, anytime, kiddo. End of chapter 44. The Brony Adventures 2, chapter 45, Final Scratch. At Sugar Cube Corner, Thunderstorm says, Why are we here? Remember Dash says, hang on. Final Scratch walks in. Remember Dash says, there she is. Come on. Thunderstorm says, okay. Remember Dash says, hey, Vinyl. Final Scratch says, Rainbow Dash, what's up? Rainbow Dash says, I want you to meet my husband, Thunderstorm. Final Scratch says, hey. Thunderstorm says, hello, Vinyl. Final Scratch says, aren't you the pony that helped me save Octavia? Thunderstorm says, yep. Final Scratch says, what's up, man? How you been? Thunderstorm says, I married Rainbow Dash. I got Scooby for a daughter and a baby on the way. My life couldn't get more perfect. Final Scratch says, nice, man. You got time to chat? I wouldn't mind getting to know the pony that helped me save Octavia. Thunderstorm says, for an awesome DJ like you, I always got time. Final Scratch says, awesome. Let's sit down. Thunderstorm says, you got it. 3 hours later. Thunderstorm says, and that's everything that's happened. Final Scratch says, wow, man. How are you not crazy? Thunderstorm says, Mother helped me through it. Then I got Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. I've never been happier. Final Scratch says, yeah, Rainbow is pretty awesome. Thunderstorm says, I'd be lost or dead without her. Final Scratch says, yeah, so how is she? Thunderstorm says, you just saw her 3 hours ago. Final Scratch says, no, how is she? Thunderstorm blushes and says, oh, I think Scootaloo needs me. Final Scratch says, oh no you don't. How is she? Come on, tell me. Thunderstorm says, why do you want to know? Final Scratch says, curious. Thunderstorm says, too amazing to explain. Final Scratch says, okay then, how is it? Can you explain that? Thunderstorm says, like we're one, and everything in the universe just stops. Final Scratch says, wow, I can see it in your eyes. You're hopelessly in love with her, and she is with you. I knew it the minute I saw her look at you. Thunderstorm says, thanks. If anything ever happened to her. Final Scratch says, I know. If anything ever happened to Octavia, I don't know what I'd do. See you later, Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm says, see you, Vinyl. And Rainbow Dash says, finally done talking? Thunderstorm says, yep. Rainbow Dash says, you got along, right? I want you to get along with all my friends. Thunderstorm says, we got along just fine. She's pretty awesome. Thunderstorm looks at Rainbow Dash and says, she's right. Rainbow Dash says, about what? Thunderstorm says, nothing. Let's go home. Rainbow Dash smiles and says, okay. And chapter 45. The Brony Adventures 2, chapter 46. Love is Magic. at Rainbow Dash's and Thunderstorm's house. Rainbow Dash says, "She asked you what?" Thunderstorm says, "How you are." You, you, you know, how you are. Rainbow Dash blushes and says, "What did you say?" Thunderstorm says, "Too amazing to explain." Rainbow Dash says, "You're too sweet." Thunderstorm says, "It's true." Rainbow Dash says, "Well, come inside for some more amazing." Thunderstorm says, "Oh, what about Scootaloo?" Rainbow Dash says, she's out practicing stunts. Now, are you coming or what?" Thunderstorm says, "I'm coming." 1 hour later, Thunderstorm and Rainbow Dash walk out of their house. Thunderstorm says, "I still have no words." Rainbow Dash says, "Stop it." Thunderstorm says, "I'm serious, I can make up any words good enough to express how amazing that was." Rainbow Dash kisses Thunderstorm and says, "Does that work?" Thunderstorm says, "Yeah." Rainbow Dash says, "Good, now maybe you could put your wings down." Thunderstorm blushes and says, "I was stretching." Rainbow Dash says, "Right." Scootaloo says, "What are you talking about?" Thunderstorm says, "Kiddo! You're back! We were talking about your stunts, how good you are at them." Scootaloo says, "Really?" Rainbow Dash says, "Yep, you rock at them." Scootaloo says, "Thanks, I've been practicing a new stunt. Watch this." Rainbow Dash says, "Wow." Thunderstorm says, "Whoa. Where'd she go?" Scootaloo says, "Behind you." Rainbow Dash says, "How did you get back up here so fast?" Scootaloo says, "I have my ways." Thunderstorm says, You're good, kiddo, but some flying stunts would really make it shine." Scootaloo says, "I can't fly." Thunderstorm says, "Let's change that." End of chapter 46. It, excuse me for just 1 second. I have to pull up chapter 47 because I didn't get that printed. Sorry about this, because I didn't think it through before I started it recording. I do have chapter 48. I just accidentally skipped 49 when I printed them. I mean 47. Here we are, chapter 47. There we go. Alright. The Brony adds Avengers 2, chapter 47, a present. Hunter says, "I finished." Zara says, "Finished what?" Hunter says, "This, the V-Scratch 9000. Remote control so it won't kill your family." Zara says, "Is it safe?" Hunter says, It's remote control. It has no intelligence. You control it." Zara says, "Why did you make it?" Hunter says, "A present for Bomb Scratch. She'll love it." Zara says, "Why?" Hunter says, "To thank her for letting me make a song with her." Zara says, "That was a long time ago." Hunter says, I've been thinking of a way to thank her, and I thought of this. Zara says, okay, at Vinyl Scratch's house, Octavia says, Vinyl? My Scratch says, what? Octavia says, stop watching my flank. My Scratch says, sorry, can't do that. Octavia blushes. My Scratch says, I got it. Hunter? What's up? Hunter says, I brought you something as thanks for letting me make a song with you. My Scratch says, cool. What is it? Hunter says, this. My Scratch says, whoa. Octavia says, it looks like vinyl. Hunter says, I call it the Witchcraft 9000. Octavia says, is it dangerous? Like that Art Dash 9000? Hunter says, nope, it's remote control. It has no intelligence. Octavia says, well then, it really is like vinyl. Hunter says, very funny. This is cool. It's mine? Hunter says, yep, here's the remote. Hunter says, awesome, what can it do? Hunter says, it's programmed to scan you, then be able to do anything you can do. Hunter says, cool, how? Hunter says, just cut it on. Hunter cuts it on, and the Witchcraft 9000 scans her. Witchcraft 9000 says, DJ, Rebellious, Swag, Octavia. Octavia says, Rebellious? Oh no. Witchcraft 9000 says, Vinyl Scratch. Sorry. My Scratch says, awesome! Thanks, Hunter. Hunter says, no problem. See ya. My Scratch says, see ya. End of chapter 47. Brony Adventures 2, chapter 48. Friends. Dave says, I'm back. Julie says, you were gone for a while. What did Applejack need? David says, help bucket down the apples. Julie says, oh, where's Sweetie Belle? Dave says, out getting in really big trouble. Her and Applejack are going to prank Trixie. Julie says, that can't end well. Dave says, I know, I'm just glad they still find things to do since the Kingdom Crusaders are over. Julie frowns and says, more of their crazy adventures. Dave says, yeah. I know, but now their destinies can be realized. Julie smiles and says, that's true. Sweetbell gets to become a singer. Dave says, Applejack gets to be an architect. Julie says, has Philly gotten hers? Dave says, I don't know. I haven't talked to Thunderstorm or seen Skrilley for a while. Julie says, you and Thunderstorm are friends. You two should be hanging out. David says, he has a baby on the way in like 2 months. We got a baby on the way too. Julie says, no excuses. Go talk to him now. Dave says, okay. Below Thunderstorm and Rainbow Dash's house. Dave says, hey, Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm says, David? Hey, what's up? Dave says, got time to hang out? Thunderstorm says, sure. Thunderstorm's horn glows, and it shoots magic at David, and one big bright flash, it is done. Dave says, what just happened? Thunderstorm says, I gave you wings. Fly on up here. Dave says, wings? Cool. Whew. Thunderstorm says, there you are. You can land, right? Dave says, whoa, look out! They crash. Dave says, ow! Thunderstorm says, probably should have given you knowledge on how to fly, too. Dave says, you think? Thunderstorm says, so what do you want to do? Dave says, play a video game? Thunderstorm says, sure. Let's go. Dave says, awesome. End of chapter 48. Brony Avengers 2, chapter 49. Safe Sense. Thunderstorm says, "You almost got it. We'll continue this tomorrow. It's late. Get some sleep." Scooter says, "Okay. Good night." Thunderstorm says, "Good night, kiddo." Twilight says, "Thunderstorm." Thunderstorm says, "Twilight? What's up?" Twilight says, "Solar won't stop crying. We tried everything. Do you think you can help?" Thunderstorm says, "Flashlight didn't work. Or Pinkie Pie?" Twilight says, "No. Can you help?" Thunderstorm says, "I can try." Twilight says, "Great. Let's go." Thunderstorm says, "Okay." At Twilight's house, Solar says, "Ah!" Twilight says, "He just won't stop." JD says, "What's wrong? Please, I want to sleep." Thunderstorm walks over to Solar and says, He holds Solar. Solar says, "Ah!" Twilight says, He calmed down." JD says, what did you... Thunderstorm says, "Nothing. I'm just holding him." Twilight says, "But I tried that. He must like you. He must feel safe around you. He senses that you're safe." Thunderstorm says, "They did say fillies and babies can sense things like if you're a good pony or not." Twilight says, "You must have such a strong sense of safety that it quieted him down." JT says, "Guess we know who Silver's godfather is." Twilight says, "I'd say so." Thunderstorm says, "Godfather? I'm taking care of Scooby, but she's not a baby. I'm the son of Darkstar. How could he feel so safe?" Twilight says, "You have to ask after all that you've done. Yes, you are Darkstar's son, but you're also Luna's son, and you're not Darkstar. You're Thunderstorm, a pony that does so much for Rainbow Dash and Scooby. Also your friends. We all feel safe around you." But he says, "You risk disappearing forever just to protect us from Darkstorm." Thunderstorm says, "When I was ready to tear Skokra apart, that was me, not Darkstorm, not any other pony." Twilight says, "You were ready to because of how she treated Luna, yours and hers mother. It was too good." Thunderstorm says, Thunderstorm kisses Solar on the forehead and says, "You're right." He puts Solar back in his crib and says, "He seems fine now. He's sleeping. I better get back home." Twilight says, "Okay, thank you, Thunderstorm." JD says, "Thanks, man." Thunderstorm says, "Happy to. See ya." Whew. Twilight and JD say, "See ya." End of chapter 49. The Brony Adventures 2, chapter 50, Aunt Celestia. In the morning at Rainbow Dash's and Thunderstorm's house, Rainbow Dash says, "Thunderstorm, you're up early." Thunderstorm says, "I just thought about something. I need to go talk to Aunt Celestia." Rainbow Dash says, "Wait, about what?" Schooler says, "He seemed kind of mad." Rainbow Dash says, "I know." At Celestia's throne room, Thunderstorm bursts through the doors and says, "Aunt Celestia!" Celestia says, "Thunderstorm, what's wrong?" Thunderstorm says, We need to talk." Celestia says, "About what?" Thunderstorm says, "About how you banished Mother for 1,000 years and only she apologized. You didn't." Celestia says, I... Thunderstorm's eyes glow red and he says, "Say something." Celestia says, "You're right. I'm sorry. I'll apologize to her right away." Thunderstorm says, "But you also let her rule for a little bit." Celestia says, "She was gone so long. She's not ready yet." Thunderstorm says, I'll help her along with Zapper and Skullgirl. Celestia says, I don't know. Thunderstorm says, please. Celestia says, you and Zapper have families to take care of, and she's not ready. Thunderstorm's armor appears, and he says, I'm begging you, Aunt Celestia, please. Celestia says, I'm sorry, but I won't. Thunderstorm says, don't lose control. How can you rip her off like this after all this time? Don't lose control. It's Aunt Celestia. I don't want to hurt her. Aunt Celestia says, Are you okay? Thunderstorm. Nephew? Thunderstorm lifts his wings and says, You will pay! A storm roars. Celestia says, Calm down, please, nephew. Thunderstorm flies at Celestia. Celestia says, Thunderstorm, stop! I will not fight you. Thunderstorm's glowing red eyes look into Celestia's eyes. Celestia says, Thunderstorm? Thunderstorm says, I'm going to rip your wings off. A tear slides down Celestia's cheek. Celestia says, Please, I was there when you were born. I was never happier. You're my nephew. I love you, and I know you love me. Please don't do this. You'll regret it so much. Celestia hits the ground hard. Thunderstorm says, I regret nothing. Celestia says, Yes, you do. Don't let your anger have control. Thunderstorm lands on Celestia's back. He grabs her wings. Thunderstorm and says, You done Mother wrong, and you expect me not to make you pay? Celestia says, No matter what happens, I love you, Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm says, Shut up! He starts pulling on her wings. Luna says, Son, stop! Thunderstorm says, Mother? Luna says, Yes, stop at once. Thunderstorm says, I won't. Rainbow Dash says, You will. Thunderstorm says, Rainbow Dash? Celestia says, Let him, if it helps him get his anger gone. What I saw in those eyes, it wasn't Thunderstorm, it was just pure anger. Thunderstorm continues to pull. Scooter says, Dad, stop! Thunderstorm's eyes stop glowing red, and his armor disappears. And he says, Scootaloo? Thunderstorm lets go of Celestia's wings and says, I'm so sorry, Aunt Celestia. He helps her up. Celestia says, It's alright. Thunderstorm says, No, it's not. She appears in Thunderstorm's eyes, and he hugs Celestia. Says, I'm deeply sorry. I love you, Aunt Celestia. I'm so sorry. So he smiles and says, I love you too, Thunderstorm. Luna walks over to Celestia and Thunderstorm and says, Are you alright, sister? Celestia says, Yes, and I'm sorry, Luna, for sending you away for so long and not apologizing when you apologized to me. Luna smiles and says, It's okay. Thank you, Celestia. Thunderstorm starts hugging Celestia and says, Solar is wrong. I'm not safe. Celestia looks at Thunderstorm and says, You are safe. Skidoo runs over and hugs Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm says, Hey, kiddo. Celestia says, You see? It feeling knows you're safe. Skidoo says, You okay, Dad? Luna says, Dad? Thunderstorm says, I'm alright, kiddo. Me and Rainbow Dash adopted her the day we got back from our honeymoon. She used to call me Thunderstorm. So she smiles and says, You bonded with her, and it's strong. I can see and feel it. She knows you're safe. Rainbow Dash kisses Thunderstorm and says, I know you're safe too. Donald Trump says, just because it was over something good doesn't make it good. An explosion goes off. Everyone in the doorroom says, huh? The one says, Princess, an assassin is here. The assassin hits the guard on the head and says, I only want Princess Celestia. The rest of you stay back. The assassin blows the dart at Princess Celestia. Thunderstorm intercepts it and says, ah! Celestia says, Thunderstorm! The assassin says, you idiot. The assassin pulls out a knife. He runs at Celestia. Thunderstorm says, no, you don't. The assassin hits four and says, fool, you'll die soon. That dart was poisonous and Princess Celestia will die. Thunderstorm says, no, she won't. The assassin hits the floor again, unconscious. Thunderstorm says, got him. Thunderstorm hits the floor. Ernash, Kalu, and Luna say, Thunderstorm! Luna says, son, please, wake up. Skulu says, Dad? And Ernash says, we need to get him to the hospital. Skulu says, Dad, wake up. Celestia walks over to Thunderstorm and pulls the dart out and looks at it and says, this is strong poison. Celestia looks down at the floor and says, it changes us fragile or slim. Very slim. Tears fall from Luna's eyes and she says, my son, no! Tears fall from Skulu's eyes and she says, Daddy, no! Tears fall from Mary Dash's eyes and she says, no! Yeah, baby! Oh no, wait! Don't you dare leave me! Please! Tears fall from Celestia's eyes and she says, my nephew, no! Don't leave us, please! Luna nuzzles Thunderstorm and says, wake up, please! Mary Dash says, he's not moving! Skulu buries her head in her hooves and cries. Celestia says, it's too strong. The hospital couldn't even help him. Celestia starts shaking as she fights to maintain her control. She closes her eyes and says, Thunderstorm. Ernash says, isn't there something that we can do? Celestia slowly turns her head. Ernash says, no, wake up. Luna says, my son, when you were born it was a happy state of my life. Please don't leave me. Please. Celestia says, it's been too long. He's gone. Skulu hugs Thunderstorm and says, no! Wake up! Wake up, Daddy! Wake up, please! Daddy! Celestia says, come on, Skulu. Skulu says, no! I won't leave him! Ernash kisses Thunderstorm, then breaks down crying. Luna says, let's go. He's gone. Skulu says, no! She nuzzles Thunderstorm and says, wake up, Dad. Thunderstorm says, hey kiddo, why are you crying? Skulu says, Dad! Mary Dash says, he's alive. Thunderstorm! Celestia joins the hug. Thunderstorm says, can I get up? They all let him up. Celestia says, how are you alive? Thunderstorm says, Rainbow Dash kiss me. Luna, Celestia, Skulu, and Rainbow Dash says, huh? Thunderstorm says, Rainbow Dash, kiss me. When a dark pony kisses his or her true love, it heals them. You brought me back. Rainbow Daggone it. And Red Dash says, "Oh yeah." Luna says, "Who told you that?" Thunderstorm says, "Dad." Luna says, "I'm sorry I asked." Celestia says, "I don't know, Dark Star, but I'm glad he told you that." Thunderstorm says, "Me too." And Red Dash says, "Let's go home." Thunderstorm picks up Skulu and listens to her eyes and says, "I love you so much. Did, did you know that?" Skulu smiles and says, "I do. I love you too." Thunderstorm says, "I'd love to go home." Wow, it's already 1:01 a.m. Dang. Well, this book only has 63 chapters, and we've already reached chapter 51 now. I'm starting to feel pretty tired, and the more tired I get, the worse my stuttering gets. At least reading. You're hearing me talking right now and not doing it, so I don't know what's up with that. This gets worse when I read. Unexplainable, I guess. But anyway, so that I can read it with less stuttering, and so that it will be better for you, I'm just going to stop it here and have book 2 be a 4 video. It'll be a short video though, since there's very few chapters left. So, thank you for coming back, thank you for listening, and see you next time.